Hi everybody, it's RPG Grandma, and I want to talk about the end of the Golden Age of tabletop role-playing games. I think this has come up a couple times over the years. We're back on that cycle again. Look, we all have our favorite games. Mostly it's nostalgia, because a lot of times when you go back and play those games, you go, "Oh yeah, I forgot about how terrible this little part of the game is, or how much I didn't like this section of the rules," that kind of thing. Or, oh yeah, it's missing pages here and here, and I had to come up with my own rules. By the way, there's no such thing as a perfect role playing game. There just isn't. They're all broken on some level. So, just letting you guys know that. But the golden age of role playing games hasn't ended. It tends to be whatever you thought were the best games you played. So if that was in the 1970s, you're going to be sitting there going, it ended when 1982 hit or something, right? But if you started playing in the 80s or the 90s, or the 2000s, 2010s, 2020s, it's going to fall in one of those other eras, one of those other decades. And that's what I tend to see that happens. But I personally don't believe the golden age is over. And here's why. The creative genius that is the human mind's ability to imagine and create has simply not been depleted. We haven't used it all up. Each new person brings their own imagination to the game. Each new game designer, each new game master, each new player, okay? So as long as we're bringing our own minds to the game to imagine openly and freely and expressing our creativity, Golden Age can't end. It never ended. It's had some dips. It's had some lean times from time to time because of various reasons. But it can't really end. The only time and the only way it can end is the moment you give up your freedom of thought, your freedom to create, your freedom to imagine, your free will. The only time it can end is when you allow other people to come in and tell you you can only play this one game. And it can only use these specific rules. And it can only be played the way I tell you, because I know best. I'm right. You're wrong. Got my little group of people here. They're saying we're right. You're a bad person if you don't do it the way I do it. Bad you. You have to imagine the way I imagine. You have to like the settings I like and approve. You can only imagine the way I say you can. You can only write the stories I approve. I'm going to censor you. And here's the censorship rules. You better do that. That's when creativity dies. You can only paint the way I tell you to. You can only sculpt the way I tell you to. See where I'm getting at? Because then nothing new can happen. No new creativity can be expressed. And for the people right now out there running around doing this, attempting to impose this on role-playing games, and the people who play them, if there's going to be a death to the golden age of role-playing games, it will be because of that attitude. And only if the majority of us who play games, who create games, who put games on, who encourage other people to learn games, even if it's a different game than the game I'm playing or you're playing, and who go, yes, you can become a game designer too. If we give up our freedom and we give up our encouragement and just go, oh, well, it's the end of the world. It's the end of role-playing games as we know it. The Golden Age is over. Please, yes, I'm like Tiny Tim. Please, sir, can I have another bowl of your boring, censored game? Only if we allow other people to do that. There's lots of games I'm not really that interested in playing. They're not my thing. They're not my genre. However, if they're yours, I don't want to take that away from you, because they're going to be somebody else's jam. I want people playing a wide variety of mechanics, of game settings. And that's been the biggest problem currently with role-playing games, is we have people running around dictating to the rest of us what we can and cannot do, putting all kinds of hoops out there and that we have to jump through, and rules and words we can use, and we got to make sure we do it this way and that way, or we're going to get punished. And most of these people have they're just trying to limit you to play in the setting that they want to sell you. You have the freedom to create any setting you want using any game system you want, or combination of the game systems. Frickin' make up the rules yourself and kitchen table yourself. You can do anything you want. And that's why tabletop role-playing game Golden Age can't end unless we let it. So I'm here to encourage you to become a game master, to play not one game, but many games, to explore old games with an open mind, to explore new games with an open mind, to encourage other people to imagine and play along with you by teaching them to play role-playing games in person, either across the internet or at your kitchen table or the library or wherever you guys can get together to roll some dice and laugh and cry and be concerned for the little paper people as they go through the adventure. I believe in everybody's ability to create in some shape or form. I read way too often, oh, I can't imagine. Yeah, you do. I've got this and I've got that. Very few people have those conditions. Most people know, like if I say, is there something behind the TV? And they go, what do you mean? Well, is there a wall behind there? Just because you can't see it? They go, yeah, there's a wall. And then they turn around and tell me they can't imagine. And I go, but you just told me that you could imagine the wall there. Like, because they can see the window, the TV, and then they know there's something there, and they know it's a wall, you know. So, no, most of you can. Otherwise, it's a two-dimensional world, which is not what people actually abstract in their head. So stop putting limitations on yourself. Don't allow other people to cage you. Start believing in your abilities to create and imagine and play games, and don't let all this weird social stigma become an imaginary bars on your mind. Do not give up your free will. Do not give up your free thought, your your creativity, your imagination. Don't do it. Take it back. Play the games in the settings you want to. Have the bad guys be bad guys. Have the good guys be good guys. Do all that stuff. Use the folklore that speaks to you. Create cultures. And don't worry about the small-minded people, because they're trying to control. Don't let them. Everybody have a great day. Golden Age isn't gone. It's just beginning. Bye.